It all began one day when Madeline Keebler was making cookies and came across a video from Sesame Street's Cookie Monster. Inspired by his love for cookies, Madeline desired to have that same passion and love for cookies. Soon, she forgot the inspiration she received from the Cookie Monster, but one day her neighbor Cinnamon brought her a homemade batch of chocolate chip cookies. As she bit into the delectable dessert, her taste buds were not satisfied. She remembered the passion Cookie Monster had for cookies, and her new quest began. She started off making her great-great-grandmother's secret homemade recipe of chocolate chip cookies, but those didn't fit the bill either. So she expanded her search to cookie establishments around town. However, those didn't yield the perfect cookie either. One day, as Madeline was Pinteresting for the perfect cookie recipe, a couple of her roommates asked what she was doing. Madeline showed them the video from Cookie Monster she came across and the endless searching she had thus far encountered. Inspired by her cause, Madeline's roommates Coco and Ginger decided to band together to form Cookieism, the ultimate faux religion for finding the world's greatest cookie. The first component of this new faux religion is ritual and religious group solidarity. In order to enhance group solidarity, new members are initiated into Cookieism by partaking of raw cookie dough. This ritual is symbolic of all the other unsatisfactory cookies new members have ever tasted in their life. They then watch an inspirational message from Cookie Monster, which brings hope at the joy that can be found as they seek to find the ultimate best cookie that will bring them as much joy as the Cookie Monster exhibits. According to Durkheim, this act of coming together and participating in the same action serves to unify the group. When individuals come into close contact with one another, and when they are assembled in such a fashion, a certain electricity is created and released, leading participants to a high degree of collective emotional excitement and delirium. This collective energy is then projected onto an object, hence the cookie. For members of Cookieism, the chocolate chip cookie is incredibly sacred. Partaking of the genesis of this sacred object helps to unify new members as they recognize the cookies they will experience will only get better from there. This also creates a desire in members to continue experiencing this emotional effervescence by repeated cookie encounters with each other. Members of Cookieism meet once a week to try new recipes in their search to obtain the same level of joy as their leader, Cookie Monster. Of course, inspirational messages from Cookie Monster are shared at every meeting. Cookieism members understand that the rituals of trying cookies, searching for recipes, and gaining inspiration from Cookie Monster must be repeated often in order to maintain their unity in their faux religion. Otherwise, they know that they will start to crumble. As will be shown later, it is the resistance to acting and thinking alike that leads to a schism in Cookieism. Cookieism's core beliefs include the following. Cookies are the best dessert. No other dessert can suffice. The quest to find the perfect cookie is humanity's mission on Earth. Devotion spent to Cookieism helps an individual develop a finer palate. Once the perfect cookie is found, humanity will know what true joy is. Cookieism's members believe that they must commit time searching for the perfect cookie, invite others to partake of cookies, and be grateful to all cookies, for each cookie is helpful in working towards the perfect cookie. Cookieism's members must not turn down any cookie. They need to give every cookie a chance, settle for an okay cookie, and eat cake. Gender and religiosity also play a role in Cookieism. When compared to other religions, the number of women versus men is very distinguishing. According to Rodney Stark, religious movements have recruited women far more successfully than men. This trend is clearly seen in Cookieism. But why? Miller and Hoffman found that men who exhibited higher risk-taking behavior were less likely to be religious. Stark highlights other studies that show that riskier behavior is correlated with higher levels of testosterone.
Mr. Stark, your wife is a member of Cookieism, and yet you're not. Why is that?
I love my wife, but Cookieism is basic. Why waste time with a cookie when much more gratifying desserts exist? I say the greater the chance for failure, the greater the reward. Let me search for the perfect tarte tatin or French eclair. If it's not worthy of a Paul Hollywood handshake, it's not worthy of my time.
All the members of Cookieism have incredibly low levels of testosterone, and when given the choice between going to an amusement park, investing in the stock market, or attending a quilting bee, all members unanimously chose the latter option, juxtaposing Stark's belief that higher testosterone levels and risk-taking behavior yields less religious commitment. Another striking component in Cookieism is charismatic authority. A defining characteristic of Cookieism is the members' uncommon devotion to their charismatic leader, the Cookie Monster, who is believed to demonstrate the gift of grace, an incredible talent for seeking out and enjoying the best cookies known to man or monster. The members have a personal trust in their leader's ability to help them find the same joy and satisfaction in cookies that he finds. No other person has felt this love of cookies quite so profoundly as the Cookie Monster, so members of Cookieism continue to defer to his wisdom and judgment on the quest to discover the best cookie. The Cookie Monster was not selected as their leader on the basis of social status, wealth, age, appointment, or tradition. Rather, members of Cookieism flock to the Cookie Monster as a result of his undying commitment and belief in the sanctity of cookies. His words of inspiration bring hope and comfort to all. If this love for cookies ever falters in the Cookie Monster, he will lose his role and be replaced by someone who demonstrates a greater devotion to the cookie. Another component is Cookieism's group growth and member commitment. Cookieism's strict reverence of the chocolate chip cookie drew many people to the Fauxligement. The do's and don'ts of appropriate cookie behavior began to grow, creating tension between members' devotion for cookies and their desire for other desserts. Ultimately, this high level of tension led to more extensive commitment from their members, who believed their quest would provide them with the ultimate worldly reward of joy in cookies. But this confidence lasted only for a few months. Leaders in Cookieism soon found that many people were interested in the Fauxligement if Cookieism would simply branch outside of the chocolate chip cookie. Leader Madeline visited Cookie Monster to see if these changes were in line with his doctrine of cookies. He confirmed that, "We welcome all cookies." Therefore, Cookieism evolved to encompass changing religious preferences by decreasing their level of tension among other cookie connoisseurs, and thus started embracing more than just the chocolate chip cookie enthusiast. As a result, Cookieism experienced significant group growth. We'll now look at Cookieism's niche shifting and schisms. As Cookieism began to expand to accommodate the changing views of members and facilitate group growth, an ultra-strict schism within Cookieism formed. Chocolate chip purists like cocoa and ginger were convinced leaders, Cookie Monster included, were succumbing to worldly temptations, and the only option they saw was to branch off from Cookieism to maintain the sanctity of the chocolate chip cookie. Therefore, they formed chocolate chip Cookieism. Members of chocolate chip Cookieism held many of the same beliefs as their mother, Cookieism, but their rituals and observances revolved strictly around the chocolate chip cookie. They still preached Cookie Monster as their leader, but they carefully selected material that showed him praising only the chocolate chip cookie. This leads to causes of religious violence. Unfortunately, the peaceful, joyful, acquiescing nature of Cookieism has been overshadowed by chocolate chip Cookieism, who have turned to means of religious violence to spread their message across the world. Attacks on cake eaters, pie facers, and froyo lovers abound at alarming rates, which some theorists, like Ian Coney, attribute to the law of supply and demand. The supply of chocolate chip enthusiasts is unlimited, and the demand of purifying the world of heinous dessert proclivities continues to expand due to the competing influx of baking shows across the world. The social capital at stake of praise, honor, and integrity is worth the acts of violence, as extremist chocolate chip lovers believe their actions are rational sacrifices necessary to preserve the sanctity of the chocolate chip cookie worldwide. However, the religious violence spread by schisms of Cookieism cannot and will not diminish Cookieism's influence or their quest to find the ultimate best cookie of every type of cookie. Their message is to continue to spread hope and joy throughout the world as they continue to seek the best recipes and share delicious treats with all around.